Right now, we speak with victims of Saturday's severe weather that moved through Janesville. Also, we catch up with members of a congregation of a church in Argyle that's no longer standing. And we're following relief efforts to assist those impacted by Saturday's tornadoes. That's all coming up at 5:30. Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Jalen Banks. Severe weather and multiple confirmed tornadoes across southern Wisconsin Saturday evening, leaving behind significant damage. One of those confirmed tornadoes is in Janesville. That's where we find our Armand Rahman, who's been there all day. Armand, what have you heard and seen from people there?
Well, Jalen, scenes like this are really far too common in Janesville today on the south side. Caught trees, downed trees on top of power lines and cars. And if I take you over this way here, overturned trees. This one narrowly missing this house, but there are many other houses down Kellogg Avenue that haven't been so lucky. Those trees leaving holes in roofs and in many places tarps covering up those holes for what people can do just going into tonight. Now, since I got here this morning, take a look at this. I've seen homeowners and other people in the community coming up and patching up those roofs, hammering up, trying to just maintain any type of shelter they can. This overturned van in Julie Eichelt's driveway gives you just a small indication of what the rest of her home looks like. Debris blasted holes in her siding and in her roof, and she says in over 20 years living here, she never experienced something like last night.
I don't even know how to describe what I was hearing, like a train or something, and I was feeling the suction, like we were going to get sucked up before we got to the basement.
The winds also tossed around campers in her backyard and even threw a trampoline onto a power pole right out front of her house. And the owners of the McFarlane Pheasant Farm on Center Avenue have actually asked people to avoid their area driving through past their pheasant farm because the buildings in there have been destroyed. They're trying to round up many of the birds that are now loose across the south side of Janesville. And as sad as it's to say, it's really hard to just highlight one resident because there's just so much damage here, so much more devastation. I talked to a mother whose roof partially ripped off, and the worst part is she doesn't have insurance right now. You'll hear from her and more people living here on the south side of Janesville tonight at 10. For now, live on the south side, Armand Rahman, News 3 Now.
All right, Armand, thank you. The damage from last night's storm in Janesville is also bringing out community support. Over 350 volunteers showed up at the Old County Job Center from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., sending out food and water to damaged neighborhoods that you've seen so far. Over 500 meals went out to affected areas, and a total of 16 stores and restaurants have donated. One organizer says the support of the community has been impressive.
It's been neat to see people say, I wasn't involved in it, but it was close to my house and it could have been me. And they just want to come out and do anything that they can.
Now, the Salvation Army on Sutherland Avenue in Janesville is also accepting physical donations to help those impacted. People who have been displaced can show up to this location until midnight tonight for an overnight shelter. Volunteering will be available again tomorrow from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. And with an in-depth recap of last night's severe weather, let's get a look at your certified most accurate forecast with our First One weather team. Alex, Blaze, what do you have for us?
Yeah, I'll kick us off here. It was a pleasure doing coverage with you last night, and no storms are expected tonight, folks, but we want to do a recap of last night's event. Starting off with these viewer photos, very brave individual Matthew taking this photo of a rain-wrapped tornado near Marshall. We're coming in with a rating of an EF1 with that particular storm, and Blaze is going to take us through some of the tornado warnings.
Yeah. I mean, this was probably within that warning where that tornado out of the Marshall area was spawned, but all across southern Wisconsin, almost a family of supercells raced north of Dane County, clipping northern parts of Dane County, and then across southern parts of our viewing area, producing what our total number is as of now, at least 5 tornadoes. And here's some of our really impressive velocity, and take it away, Alex.
Yeah, absolutely. What we were seeing, this is actually near Argyle. This was from some of our coverage. We were live for about 5 hours last night. What you're seeing here, winds moving away from the radar, winds moving towards the radar in a very tight, concentrated area, a couplet. And if we press forward here, and what we saw also as that storm moved off towards the east, you said a family of tornadoes. That Argyle storm is very likely the same storm that impacted the south side of Janesville. What we're seeing here is a debris ball. This green area, this green circle is a concentrated area that our radar channel is showing objects of different sizes being lofted into the atmosphere. And lastly here, when you see a hook echo like this, quite frankly, folks, working out in Kansas for a number of years, these are the types of hook geckos that you see out in the Great Plains.
I mean, very well defined as this cell try to maintain kind of its discreteness, that supercell look. That classic hook gecko also being seen near the Marshall area and a debris ball there as well. So here's kind of a look at all of our storm reports over the last 24 hours. You can see those 5 confirmed tornadoes as of this evening in parts of Dodge County, Dane County, Rock County, and then Walworth County as well. And a breakdown, Alex, if you want to, of their ratings and that.
Yep, right now we've had 5 confirmed tornadoes by the National Weather Service that have been working just as hard as we have to try to provide this information to you folks. 4 EF1 tornadoes, 1 EF2 tornado. That was the Janesville tornado. Peak winds upwards of 115 miles per hour. Argyle has yet to still be assessed, and that will be tomorrow. And unfortunately, Blaze, if we go to our last graphic here, we have more weather coming tomorrow, which are going to break down in Maine weather. Monday and Tuesday, alert day conditions. We could be looking at severe weather, maybe some damaging winds by as early as tomorrow night.
Yep. So again, thank you guys for staying with News 3 Now throughout all of that severe weather yesterday. And again, we continue to really be pleased. I don't know if even pleased is the right word, but amazed that there have been no injury or fatality reports with last night's tornado. So with that, Jalen, I'll send it back to you, and then we're going to cover the new alert days in the full forecast.
All right, Blaze and Alex, thank you. We are checking in today on Apple Grove Church that was destroyed in what was a likely tornado on Saturday. Our Meryl Hubbard was out there this morning for a Sunday service that was unlike any other.
I'm standing by what remains of Apple Grove Lutheran Church after a tornado tore through this just yesterday. People from the community and regular churchgoers came together for a Sunday service, one that reminds them that although this building is no longer here, they still have a sense of home.
And the fire chief called and said, Dan, the church is just gone.
Since 1893, the year Benjamin Harrison was president, this church has stood here. That is until now.
Yeah, I just can't believe it. I was sitting here last Sunday, and I never dreamt when I walked out the door that I wouldn't be walking in it again.
Instead of walking through the doors, around 200 people pulled up a seat to a Sunday service unlike any other.
And today we had to get this worship going.
When something bad happens in the family, everybody shows up.
Family is a key word for this church, as many of them have lineage that dates back to the beginning of its existence.
Most of my family, most of the people that are buried here are all relatives. It's just so sad to see it go this way.
Like Phil, Mary Ellen and her family have grown up at Apple Grove Church.
This summer, the 24th of August, will be our 50th wedding anniversary, and we were married here. So it's really sad.
For Mary Ellen, it's not just a building. It's a home, a place where her family is buried, and a resting place for both her and her husband to be near them.
This is our plot here, beside my parents. It was just home. There was never any question.
With roots dating back to the 1800s, this family tree of people will stand longer than the building that brought them together.
But I don't think we'll lose that community.
After talking to some community members, they are unsure if this church will stand again, but one person told me they're confident that they're going to find a way to memorialize it in some way. Reporting in Argyle, I'm Meryl Hubbard, News 3 Now.
Meryl, thank you. As Alex and Blaze mentioned earlier in our block, the National Weather Service will be actively surveying the damage that is in Argyle. And to some more local news now. Madison police say they issued more than 80 tickets after Easttown Mall closed last night. They say it was part of an operation in response to an unsanctioned racing event called Madison Takeover 2024. Officers wrote tickets for trespassing, speeding, and reckless driving as part of this operation. MPD says street racing and reckless driving is a top concern for the department. And still to come on News 3 Now at 5:30, extreme heat continues to affect millions of Americans, while many are also battling severe weather. And coming up at 10, add keeping cool to this summer to a list of things that may be costing more. The experts at Consumer Reports share some simple tips you can do to save money all summer long.
My husband and I finally agreed that we need a new bathtub and shower, so he went right to work on it. I think he's procrastinating.
For a new bathtub or shower, just call 1-800-HANSON's. Installed in as little as 1 day with optional safety features and a no-leak guarantee. Get 50% off installation or no interest and no payments for 1 year. Offer ends soon.
Call 1-800-HANSON's. Get it done.
Dad, are you certain this is gonna work?
Nothing to it.
Are you for imprint certain?
Certainty matters, like the certainty of 4imprint, your home for high-quality promotional gear, including exclusive items and brands they love. Printed perfectly and guaranteed to arrive on time. To wow your clients, nail your next event, or inspire your team, check out 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
Want to instantly look more attractive and years younger? The solution is whiter teeth. But you love coffee and tea, maybe even wine or smoking, and all of them stain your teeth and make them yellow. It's time you discovered Power Swabs, the fast 5-minute revolutionary treatment.
The first time I tried it, I was so surprised. My husband was so excited that he wanted to run out and get it. He said, "What have you been trying?" I said, "Well, I've tried this product called Power Swab." And he said, "I can't believe how white your teeth are." From that point on, I've been sold.
Power Swabs are guaranteed to whiten your teeth up to 2 shades after the first application. After 5-minute daily treatments for the next week, your teeth will be an average of 6 shades whiter. Power Swabs will whiten natural teeth and remove stains from veneers, bonding, caps, and crowns.
This is a Power Swab smile.
This is a Power Swab smile.
Call, go online, or scan the code on your screen right now to receive 50% off this 4th of July. You'll also receive the Power Swab Stain Out Quick Stick, absolutely free. And in addition, you will get free shipping.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5:30. Moving forward.
Severe weather continues to impact millions of Americans, including extreme heat. This year is already on track to be one of the 5 warmest on record. It's part of a prolonged heat wave with little relief in the forecast. Severe storms are also in the forecast. There was flash flooding in Sioux County, Iowa, where helicopters had to rescue residents. In Minnesota, the constant rain has ended a 3-year drought. More than 100 million people remain under heat advisory alerts today. Palestinian officials say at least 39 people were killed by Israeli airstrikes yesterday across northern Gaza. The attacks hit 4 separate neighborhoods in Gaza City, where Israel says it was targeting Hamas terrorist infrastructure. Bradley Blackburn has the latest.
The frantic moments after the strike in the Al-Shati refugee camp show buildings blown to rubble and the desperate search for survivors. Gaza's Civil Defense Agency says dozens were killed and more wounded or missing in what's described as a residential complex. Israel's military said its fighter jets struck 2 Hamas military sites. To the south, in Rafah, where Israel's ground invasion continues, the International Red Cross said 22 people were killed and 45 wounded after the shelling of a tent camp near a field hospital. The Israeli military said the incident is under review, but the Associated Press reports the camp may have been outside an Israeli-designated safe zone. Meanwhile, the Israeli military is intensifying attacks on Hezbollah targets in southern Lebanon. Israel says Hezbollah, which is backed by Iran, continues to fire projectiles into northern Israel. The UN Secretary General warned about the conflict turning into a wider war.
One rash move, one miscalculation could trigger a catastrophe that goes far beyond the border and frankly, beyond imagination.
In the Red Sea, the Iranian-backed Houthi rebels have stepped up attacks on shipping vessels. And on Saturday in Tel Aviv, tens of thousands called for a ceasefire in Gaza and the release of remaining hostages. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
As the presidential election heats up, a behind-the-scene contest is also reaching a fever pitch in the Trump camp. Who will be his running mate? The clock is ticking as he must make a selection before Milwaukee hosts the Republican National Convention next month. Some Republican leaders have publicly campaigned for their favorites, but a senior advisor says the former president is filtering out the noise. Instead, he's only seeking the counsel of trusted top lieutenants in his campaign. As of now, the people seen as most likely are Senator J.D. Vance of Ohio, North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum, and Senator Marco Rubio of Florida. Nothing is set in stone, though. Those close to Trump say his opinion changes frequently based on the day. and who he speaks with and sees on TV. And another check of your first warned forecast when we return.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is taking you beyond the barometer. Email your weather-related questions to firstwarn@wisctv.com, and our team of meteorologists will give you the answers on News 3 Now, live at 4.
This Monday, one day only, earn a 30-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver for every $40 you spend. That's a 30-cent fuel saver for every $40. Monday only, and only at Hy-Vee.
In the courtroom, we see Donald Trump for who he is. He's been convicted of 34 felonies, found liable for sexual assault, and he committed financial fraud. Meanwhile, Joe Biden's been working, lowering health care costs and making big corporations pay their fair share. This election is between a convicted criminal who's only out for himself and a president who's fighting for your family.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Many families have said to me, I didn't know what I didn't know about the process of having a child with special health care needs.
You don't know what questions to ask.
If I had a toll-free number to call, I think that would have helped.
Wisconsin Wayfinder is a great resource. It's one place to find out about all the information that you need.
Wisconsin Wayfinder Children's Resource Network, connecting families to the special healthcare resources their children need.
We believe every baby deserves a healthy start. Yet many parents in our community are struggling to afford the basic necessities. You can help change that.
Please donate to the News 3 Now Community Baby Shower. Drop off infant care items at Babies and Beyond, Monday through Friday and Saturday morning. Visit channel3000.com for complete details. News 3 Now Community Baby Shower, sponsored by Viridian Homes and Dave Jones.
This Monday, one day only, earn a 30-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver for every $40 you spend. That's a 30-cent fuel saver for every $40. Monday only, and only at Hy-Vee.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Let's get a look at your certified most accurate forecast with meteorologist Blaze Keller. Blaze, what do you have for us?
And we are tracking yet again another set of alert days. We're coming off the heels of a very active Saturday night, so hopefully we've been able to kind of relax and regroup on this Sunday. I know a lot of communities are still picking up, so we're going to first warn you about these alert days as we head into your Monday and Tuesday, looking at evening chances Monday, and then again possibly some evening chances Tuesday. Tuesday's a little bit more conditional, meaning we have to have all the right ingredients and all the right conditions for it. It's Monday that we're going to be watching as storms move out of the northwest and make their way south and eastward as we head into the afternoon, evening, and through the overnight hours into early Tuesday. Tuesday, again, if we can get those storms to redevelop into the evening hours, we find that slight risk cutting Dane County nearly in half. For folks south in that yellow there, you are underneath that slight risk. And now all severe weather modes are going to be possible, severe weather hazards. So strong winds, an isolated tornado threat, as well as that large hail threat too. What we're not really maybe anticipating is a flooding threat with this. These seem to be very fast moving in terms of what we've seen where these storms have been training or kind of moving over the same areas very slowly. As we're waking up on Monday through the early afternoon, we will be quiet. We are going to start to climb in temperatures, and with these southerly winds, our dew points are going to start to climb as well. And again, as we head into the late afternoon, early evening, we're going to watch as maybe a line of storms moves out of northwestern Wisconsin and pushes its way south and eastward through at least the midnight hour, impacting us going into early Tuesday. Where those storms die out is where they may redevelop going Tuesday evening. So it's all going to be conditional, though, Tuesdays. Now, while we're quiet this afternoon, we're taking a live look there at our Edgewater Tower Cam into the Lake Mendota area. A very nice, comfortable dew point given our temperatures in those upper 70s to low 80s. That's why it's felt so nice outside here, not only in Dane County where we're in those mid to upper 70s, but across southern Wisconsin where we've climbed into the 80s around Prairie du Chien, back into Bosco Belle 2 and La Crosse. Right around 80, 81 degrees. We're at 73 in Juneau. Dew points into those low 60s, so very comfortable feeling air compared to our dew points in the 70s that we've been sitting at over these last few days. We actually got to an 80-degree dew point in Janesville a few days ago. So that just shows you how humid we were and now how more comfortable we are this evening. So again, we're going to turn our attention to the northwest as we head into your Monday late afternoon. This is going to be that line of storms racing on through, impacting us through the morning hours on Tuesday. You're seeing it there on Future Track. So stay with News 3 Now. We'll keep you guys updated. And where those storms die, we may see them redevelop as we head into your Tuesday late afternoon, early evening. Those will eventually push into northern Illinois. So Monday, for the most part, we are going to be quiet, especially for the first half of the day. It's that second half of the day that you want to tune into News 3 Now for the latest weather coverage. And just quickly here, Jalen and folks at home, National Weather Service has issued nearly 4 times more tornado warnings through today's date from the start of the year than they've issued throughout all of 2023. Only issuing 13 tornado warnings throughout the entirety of last year. That just shows you how active we've been this year and how active really this year has been across southern Wisconsin. Mid-80s tomorrow, upper 80s to low 90s on Tuesday, alert day, both days for severe weather and on Tuesday for heat. And then we look to maybe quiet down a little bit as we round out next week.
Hearing that 4 times as many as last year just kind of encapsulates what's already been a roller coaster of a year. But hearing quieting down, I'm sure that's what everybody wants to hear after what we saw last night.
We just have to get through Monday, Tuesday, and if you trusted us on Saturday, we will obviously carry your hand in and keep you guys covered throughout Monday and Tuesday as well.
All right, sounds good. Thank you so much, Blaze. But still to come in sports, the Brewers try to avoid a season-long losing skid. Next on News 3 Now.
Let's do this. Introducing Chevy's best lineup of SUVs ever. The rugged, always-ready Trailblazer, the first ever Traverse Z71, and the Chevy Trax, starting at $21,495. When it's your time to shine, Chevy's got you.
Get 1.9% financing on select popular 2024 Chevy SUVs when you finance with GM Financial. Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Wisconsin.
To everyone making time for life's best moments, let us celebrate with you.
In Wisconsin, we love celebrating together.
Big days or any other day.
So much.
From hot and juicy to ooey gooey
to oh my word.
Oh my word. Serving you a handcrafted meal that makes
today a little bit more special. That's what fills us up inside.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Yeah.
Listen up. I devised a plan to find better home internet, guys. Madison, you scout the web for the best deals. Peggy, you monitor our projected data usage. And Ellen...
Avoid that hassle and go with U.S. Cellular Home Internet. No more guesswork, and it is faster than ever.
All right, new plan. You sign us up for U.S. Cellular Home Internet. Clipper and I will try it out by streaming the game in our new sports theater.
Is that a grill?
And a hot tub for you.
U.S. Cellular new and improved home internet. Just $34.99 when bundled with a wireless plan.
Hanson's knows that your home is a place of comfort and protection. That's why our durable, energy-efficient, and weather-resistant windows, roofing, siding, and gutters, as well as our bathtubs and showers, are guaranteed. With over 30 years' experience and thousands of 5-star reviews, we're your trusted home improvement expert. Get 50% off installation or enjoy no interest and no payments for 1 year.
Call 1-800-HANSONS. Get it done.
Chris Stanford, News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
The month of June has not been one to remember for the Brewers, at least for their standards. They're still 5 games up in the NL Central, but are 8-10 overall since June 3rd and have lost 3 straight games entering today's looking to avoid losing 4 straight for the first time this season. They started out red hot, though, top 2 with 2 on for Sal Frelick, who slaps one through the 5.5 hole. That was score a run, and the Brewers are on the board. And then later in the inning, Blake Perkins of the dish, and I'm not even sure that Blake thought that this one was going to drop, but it did. It gets the job done, 2 more score, and the Crew would get back in the win column, 6-2 the final. Staying on the diamond for the College World Series final, Texas A&M won the first in the best-of-3 series last night, giving them a chance to win it all today in Omaha, and it looked like the Aggies were going to get it done. This homer gave them a 1-0 lead all the way until the 7th, but then came Rocky Top. Dylan Dreiling with a 2-run blast. It puts the Volunteers on top, and they would never look back. The Volunteers of Tennessee win it, setting up a winner-takes-all final tomorrow. The final round of the Travelers Championship brought something that I don't think I've ever seen at a sporting event. As Scotty Scheffler and Tom Kim prepared for their putts on the 18th green, protesters stormed the green, throwing paint on the grass. Incredibly, after a short delay, police removed the protesters, and the pair finished the hole in a tie, meaning that after all of that, they had to play this sudden death hole. A beautiful approach from Scotty Scheffler, the best golfer on the planet, and he gets his putts to go. It secures his 6th win of the year. In the process, he's earned a cool $27 million this year. Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, one of the most talked about pairings in sports, squared off again today. This was completely sold out in Chicago. The tickets were going for more than any Bulls game this season by a wide margin. Late in the 4th, and Reese gets the tough bucket to go. She'd finished with 25 points and 16 rebounds. The Fever had a chance to win it at the end, but could not get the shot to fall. Clark finished with 17 points and 13 assists, but Chicago wins it 88-87, the final. And Jordan Love has been staying busy in the offseason. He is not in this picture preparing for victory formation, instead proposing to his longtime girlfriend, Ronica Stone. It's fair to say Jordan is cool under pressure and knows a thing or two when it comes to love. We'll be right back.
Dear unbreakable spirit, when the terrain is gnarly, you steady us. When obstacles are ahead, you lift us. When the turf is hostile, you inspire us. Own a legend. Toyota Trucks.
Right now, lease a new Tacoma for $369 a month or get 2.99% APR for 60 months on a new Tundra. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Dad, are you certain this is gonna work?
Nothing to it.
Are you for imprint certain?
Certainty matters, like the certainty of 4imprint, your home for high-quality promotional gear, including exclusive items and brands they love. Printed perfectly and guaranteed to arrive on time. To wow your clients, nail your next event, or inspire your team, check out 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain. I'm so happy I just put this dress on that I haven't worn in over 10 years.
This summer, feel confident from head to toe with Sono Bello Permanent Fat Removal and get summer body ready in just one visit.
I saw the results immediately. It's the best I have felt since I was in my 20s.
My waist is tiny. I'm very, very happy.
I'm nearly 50, y'all, and my abs haven't been this flat since before I had kids.
For a limited time, take advantage of Sono Bello's biggest sale of the year. Sono Bello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells for good on your stomach, hips and thighs, back, and so much more.
It will change your life. It did for me.
I can't wait till the summertime hit. Hot Mom Summer, here I come.
Call 1-800-905-6520 now or go to sonobello.com to claim special pricing.
I just wanted to quickly thank you guys and you going out doing the live shot last night, even though you're one of our sports anchors, and you guys 5 straight hours last night, doing our weather coverage.